I thought I'd interrupt me mid-video just to bring you this extra bonus footage. I wasn't intending of doing this, but this is going to give you an idea of the rear wheel on the Silverwing. So, as you can see, I've removed all necessary stuff. I've took the caliper off. Now we'll start with the caliper, and what I was trying to say is this is where this caliper's done. Right, behind there, look at that, stripped out. I could not get that off the other day. Obviously that takes the pin out there, and obviously takes your brake pads off. So, that's done. So this is your parking brake. It's alright, parking brake. And as I was saying about size of rear shock differences, let me just find it. Just look at the size of that monster. Look at the size of that. Yeah, it's a little bit rusty. Yeah, I've tried to spray her up a bit, but it's not going to work, is it? But obviously, even after taking all these ancillaries off and pushing them to a side, right? Let me just show you what I was saying about build quality. Now, I'm just going to keep the camera away for a second so you just don't see it. Right. Bear with me. Right. So, now obviously I've got bolts loose, but basically to get the swing arm cover off, you have this you take out, yeah? Look just what Honda have done cleverly. So when you take that out, it doesn't just fall on the floor. Look at this. They've got a recess in the top. Look at that. Look at that, a tab. That is what is missing today. That is, I know that's only a bit of plastic. And then obviously you've got your main swing arm nuts there and there. That's what I'm saying. And obviously this is a monster. This must be 26mm, because my current biggest socket is 24mm. Not a chance. But yeah, so I mean, by the time I crack that loose, take these bolts out, this swing arm comes off, and then this whole wheel assembly will fall away. I'll pull forward off the shaft. But yeah, as I was saying, just look at how clean the moulds are, roughly. You just don't get it anymore. I mean, what I am tempted to do is, behind the stator cover here, I have to, well, I mean, I could always buy RTV, is actually having this cover off, because I actually want to powder coat all this into a different colour, because if the wheel's going to be black, this might as well be. I mean, casing aside, but I mean, just look at it. Right. Yeah. But there you go, just a little one for you. Anyway, back to me rambling. Oh, hi guys, welcome back to part 3 of the Silverwing rebuild series. Right, as stemming on from my last video about build quality, yeah, you can tell this thing was made in Japan. Just watch this. I might think it because it catches a bit, but not the most graceful, but just to save a bit of time. Look at that. The entire nose. Headlight indicators of the lot. How many causes can you sell that do that? So yeah, there she is, stripped. I can't say I'm worried about how she looks. You know, it's quite easy. It's just plastics, really. You know, even down to these handlebars. I'll leave you recording whilst I just grab my finger, but Yeah, so these are on with 12mm. I put these on because I took it outside to wash it, as you know, with the dust. So whilst we're here, I'll just take this off and I'll show you something else as well. So, I think we're all doing well. Again, my world is very busy at the moment. This is definitely going to be an interesting project. I'll try and do this as fast as I can for you. Don't like to really put mine on pause. So, this Silverwing is pretty good. So the handlebars held in with 12mm bolts. Yeah. And the way the handlebars come. Now, I was saying about going down on the right hand side. Very true. These are bent. They're stout and all, they're really solid. I mean, but yeah, they are done. They're absolutely done, they are. So that's another one on the shopping list. I did wonder whether I could, but then again I've got this, what they call HIS, Honda security system thing, that free coded key. But I was thinking, well, do I undo this and do I put something on there like a handlebar? But I don't know really. I mean, it's probably not worth it, to be honest. I'll just stick with that and just buy some new handlebars. But yeah, I was going to show you another piece. So when you've got the handlebars off, bear with me. So this is your dash assembly, literally. Mine was pouring it all in, and computer matters. You can see, literally, what I say about the build quality. You take the handlebars off, obviously, you strip the handlebars and everything, and you just navigate this out to its tight home, and literally, this just pulls away. You've got a little boot here, where the parking brake is, just around this bit here. But yeah, I mean that is it, and I mean you can separate the speedo away. I was actually looking. I mean even this has been butchered. This has been butchered even here. Yeah. I mean some of the bolts I will admit, like the leg shroud, that's never been removed. Some of the actual torque on the nuts, the cracking that I was hearing, definitely factory preset values. But I think, to be honest, actually, I mean it's still a good buy what I bought, but I think we are looking at entire plastics here. Let me just try and get into the glove compartment. Keep forgetting you have to push these in. But yeah, I mean, I don't know whether you can see it very well on camera, but it's got a very very 90s, early 2000s dated dash. I was saying whether we should burlwood it. I have considered whether I should hydro dip it in carbon fibre. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, this is what she's basically looking like now. Looks a bit scary, doesn't it, really? I suppose, to the thing, I mean, I suppose it would be. This fender, absolutely trashed. We knew it weren't very good. But basically what somebody's done is broke it, and then fiberglassed onto the front. Literally, I put, because there were two screws here, and it's like, that's not from factory. So I took that one out, that one kept going round and round, so I thought, nah, I sod that. And literally just went whack, straight out, pulled it straight off, and yeah, So that's front fender. As terms of forks, I have obviously gone over and cleaned her up and whatnot. But yeah, we're going to have to crack these stanchion bolts and literally undo the brake caliper. Probably undo this here, or just undo the caliper and actually put the caliper up here out of the way. And then we'll just crack the stanchion bolts loose and drop the wheel away from it. I think that's what we're going to do next. Tyre wise, yeah, they're done. The Dunlop hoops, that one's not too bad, but still going to change it. 2022, and that one's 2013, but that one's cracked to hell. So yeah, obviously I still can't show you running in this current state, I can't. But yeah, I just hope that gives you an idea of what lies underneath the Silverwing. Still, I mean, even at 600cc, it's still not a lot to them. It's just bigger and heavier. And also, don't think this bike weighs any lighter with these plastics off. Don't make a blind bit of difference. When you're trying to get it out that door and in that door, yeah, even with the caliper now off, that is a heavy engine. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, so as I say, obviously, I went round, obviously cleaned her up, got the hose pipe on her, got some rust converter on her, give her a good old clean up, and then basically we've gone round. I've just gone round with the spray paint in places. End of the day, she's 16 years old. She's never going to look perfect, really, is she? But for 29,000, she should just cosmetically, little bit rusty in places. Probably the worst bits, I would say, the footrests here. But other than that, yeah, I can't fault it really. We've got to do, obviously got to do general service items later when we get some parts and whatnot. But yeah, she's coming together. She is coming together. It's just, yeah, I must mention this about build quality with Honda. And I'm not saying because my very small follower in Honda are watching, but if you are watching Honda, get your act together please, because this is not Honda, and I'm not talking about the Silverwing here. Honda's build quality over the last few years gone down massively. When you compare the likes of this, I mean, to give you an idea, I mean, even the weld joints, the ones that possibly, I'm not saying you can see many on a scooter, but even the welds on this are a lot cleaner than the modern day Hondas, especially on the motorbike, especially the ones with no fairings. But just to give you an idea, I've just had a 350 Forza in to have some work done, and the belt after 1800 miles is delaminated down to the band, but they won't honour that because it's a serviceable item. The belt's supposed to last 16,000 miles under. What the fuck are you playing at? You know, what are you making these out of? Licorice now? You know, just to save a few quid? It's ridiculous. And this is what I'm saying. I can't trust Honda at the minute. I can't trust them with a new version of bike, even if I had the money. I couldn't trust them. I've seen the quality change from what you're stood on in 2017. Honestly, if you want a decent bike, go back a little bit. Go back a few years. You know? If you're worried about your image, well, there's nothing I can do about that, but at least have a bike that's, you know, is going to be, it's going to look after you, you know, it's going to have been built well. My only worry, slightly, with service items for this, I'm hoping that they're old stock, if that makes sense, you know, pre-COVID, because I am finding a massive dip in quality, massive dip, and I mean, like the belt for this, the belt for these from Honda is £110. £110. Me. I thought the Forzas were bad at 40 odd quid, but I suppose 40 odd quid weren't bad, 110. You know, come on, it could have been at least 60 or 80 quid. You know, but yeah, it is what it is. What can you do? It is frustrating as hell. 1800 miles, I paid 40 odd quid for that belt, and it's gone in less than 2000 miles. I mean, it's just, yeah. And I mean, I am noticing it even with the bikes. The seat quality, you know. You've seen the seat on this thing from 2008, right? You look at one of them seats here and compare it to, say, like a Forza of today. Even the 2017 you're stood on, that is far more comfier than the later 2018 and above models. I can guarantee it, and it is. But yeah, I mean, that's just my little rant, and I know it's not necessarily Silverwing material, but obviously I'm trying to give you all the story of what I'm finding with Honda. Don't sort of give up on them, I don't, you know, they're still definitely, they're a good bike, but this cost cutting, this penny pinching, this, you know, just to make a few buck is getting a real pain in the backside, in my opinion. It really is. I mean, but yeah, I mean, there was changing of subject. There was a few things I wanted to address, like if I were going to save the dash, like where the screw point is in one of the corners, it's broken. Some of the hole in the cover. I was thinking of buying some plastic flexi filler and and then sand it, and then I don't know, maybe look at trying to have it coated. But yeah, there's been many ideas I'd want to do with this. I mean, the header pipes, with the dint in the header pipe, I can't really go replace that. It's over £500. I have thought, I know I could probably leave it. Do I take it to a fabricator? Do I get them to cut it out, put a new piece in, weld it in for a couple of quid? There was the other option, apparently you can chuck water inside the header pipes, seal the ends, put it in the freezer, and because of the expansion of water it pulls the dint out. That was quite clever, I found the other day. I didn't actually think about that one. I'd actually seen that online. I thought that was quite smart. But I ain't got a freezer that big. We'll just have to see. We'll have to see. I mean, yeah, it is what it is. Kids. But yeah, I mean, as I say, we'll just have to see what we're going to do. I've obviously spoken to somebody about the restriction on this thing. Well, that's not too bad actually. And the other thing, I'll just let you know, if you ever wanted to fully strip and get into the plugs in the head of this engine, there's actually a frame here, there's a bolt here, no nuts, and this bracketry lifts off. Because apparently with these, obviously, the modern Forzas you would flash the ECU to A2 compliant it, well obviously this is engine, but apparently, yeah, there's a little butterfly here, a little throttle body here, and apparently something will go into there, so when you whop whop whop, she gives you 3 horsepower less. But we'll see, we'll see. But yeah, I thought I'd bring you back on this one, just to show you where we are. As I say, there's no major updates in terms of panels. It's very much getting a list together at the minute and trying to work out how much it is exactly going to cost me. I mean, even these springs on the back, they're good, they're real good. But they are a bit rusty. I've tried to spray them with spray can, alright. My other spray can was running out, so maybe I have to get my other one and try and see what I can do. Or, see, the problem is with them shocks, you can't really dismantle them once they're built, they're built. But yeah, at the end of the day, I know it's more weight, but again, build quality, as I say, the shocks on this thing, the rear shocks, they're like that. Alright, I know that's a 125 you stood on, but even 350 is the same size. Pencil thin. See what I mean? Quality. Yeah, just goes to show you, it really does. But yeah, thank you for watching this one. I know it's not very much into it, but it just gives you an idea what we're trying to achieve, and also it's a little bit extra on the story of me rebuilding this on the Silverwing, and hopefully over the period of rebuild series it'll all make sense and you'll see a final product, you'll see it complete, and fingers crossed I can actually roll her down the road and hopefully get to experience what one of these actually is like. I've never rode one. I mean, I couldn't ride this one, it just wasn't possible, even though she does run. But yeah, let's crack on and let's see what we can go from there. Alright, thank you very much for watching, and I'll speak to you in part 4, and I'm hoping part 4 we're going to have a footboard at minimum, and possibly odd panel at the back. Okay, I'll see you soon.